Right now, all across India, something huge is happening. It's a story of incredible national ambition, and it's playing out on thousands of kilometers of steel tracks. So let's explore India's railway revolution and try to uncover the hidden engine that's really powering it forward. Yeah, take a look. This is the new face of Indian Railways. It's all about speed, modernity, and a nation that is absolutely hurtling towards the future. But this isn't just about some shiny new trains. We're talking about a total reimagining of what connectivity means for over 1 billion people. All right, so let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture here. Because to really get what this revolution is all about, you first have to grasp the sheer, incredible scale of this whole project. On the left, you've got the familiar, classic look of Indian Rail that we all know. And on the right, that's its high-speed future. This single comparison perfectly captures the massive leap that's happening right now, connecting the country in ways we've just never seen before. And this is where that ambition gets real. Just look at these numbers. We're not talking about a fresh coat of paint here. This is a complete overhaul. Doubling freight capacity, rolling out hundreds of brand new high-speed trains, upgrading a massive amount of track. And check this out. That huge safety budget, that tells you everything. This is a transformation that's being built on a foundation of security and reliability. Okay, but building a fast train is one thing, right? Making sure it's safe, stable, and actually comfortable at those kinds of speeds, well, that is a whole other challenge. So what's the secret to that smooth ride? Well, the answer isn't in the engine or the sleek design. It's actually right here in these heavy-duty coils. These are the advanced suspension systems, the unsung heroes that absorb every single bump and shock, making high-speed rail not just possible, but, actually pleasant to ride on. And that, right there, brings us to the real heart of our story. Because behind these incredibly critical components is one single company that has been a huge part of India's railway journey for a very long time. Yup, Frontier Springs. Think of them as the specialists, the absolute experts who create these essential parts, from the old-school leaf springs to the cutting-edge air springs needed for modern trains that keep India's railways moving so smoothly. But what's really cool is that Frontier Springs' story didn't start in some big, shiny, high-tech factory. Nope, it's a journey of innovation that goes back more than half a century. It all began right here, in a small, family-run truck repair shop. So this isn't just some corporate history slide. It's a real story about organic growth, rooted in hands-on engineering and a deep, practical knowledge of how heavy vehicles work. And you can really see that journey on this timeline. They start out small in '68, making truck parts. In '81, they make it official. Then they really expand in the '90s. But look here, 2011. That's the crucial pivot, when they get into the railway business. And then, bam, look at that latest date, 2022. That's when they jump into advanced air springs, putting themselves in the absolute perfect position for the high-speed revolution we're seeing today. Now, a journey like that doesn't just happen by accident, right? It was built on a really deep, really strategic partnership, one of the most important in the entire industry. And this is the absolute key to everything, their deep symbiotic partnership with Indian Railways itself. This relationship isn't just the backbone of their business. You could say it's one of the key enablers of the entire railway modernization project. And get this, this isn't some new thing. They've been a registered, trusted supplier for over 30 years, working hand in glove with the railway's own research designs and standards organization, the RDSO. So they're not just selling parts off a shelf. They are literally co-developing the solutions that meet the latest, most demanding specs for modern rail. So, what happens when your main partner decides to hit the accelerator on a massive nationwide project? Well, for Frontier Springs, the results have been, let's just say, nothing short of spectacular. The numbers really do speak for themselves. Let's just start with this one number. Over 231 crore rupees in income from operations in the last fiscal year. That is a massive figure that tells you everything you need to know about the soaring demand for their specialized products. And if that number wasn't enough, just look at this chart. Their profit before tax didn't just grow, it more than doubled in a single year. That's not just impressive business growth. That's what it looks like when you're at the very center of a national infrastructure boom. And you know what's really smart? They're not just sitting on all that success. They are pouring it right back into the business, over 13 cores last year alone, to expand their capacity for the very components that are going to power the future of Indian rail.
Okay, but let's be real for a minute. No business story is all sunshine and record profits. So what are the potential bumps in the road ahead?
Well, funny enough, the company's greatest strength, that super tight partnership with Indian Railways, is also its biggest risk. I mean, when almost all of your business comes from one single client, even one as massive as Indian Railways, that creates what's called a concentration risk. Their fortunes are directly and completely tied together. But if you listen to the company's leadership, they see a clear path forward. The chairman's words here, they reflect a focus on building on that strong foundation. The tone isn't one of concern at all. It's one of confidence and a deep commitment to keep on growing. So, we end by zooming back out to the big picture. The story of Frontier Springs and Indian Railways really shows us something important. A nation's grandest ambitions don't just happen in a vacuum. They're realized through the expertise and the dedication of these specialized, often unseen partners, which makes you wonder. The real question isn't just how to build these partnerships, but how do you nurture them so that progress never ever loses momentum?